When your water breaks, it's not just about the start of labor. It can also carry signs that something may be wrong. And when a baby is later diagnosed with HIE and a possible subsequent CP diagnosis, the signs in the amniotic fluid, they can become very important. What was in the fluid? What did it look like? And how did the medical team respond can help tell a story about what may have been going on during your labor and delivery. So let's take some time and let's talk and start with meconium. That's the baby's first stool. Sometimes the baby will pass meconium while still inside the womb. If that happens, the amniotic fluid, it can turn green or brown. This can mean that in some instances, the baby was under stress. And when meconium shows up, especially if the pregnancy is at or near term, it should get the medical team's attention. Meconium is not going to always be dangerous, but it can be. The baby can breathe it into their lungs and it can lead to breathing problems at birth. But even beyond the lungs, the presence of meconium can be a sign or a signal. It can mean that more monitoring may be needed for your baby, and that can include watching your baby's heart rate closely and being ready to move quickly if the baby begins to show signs of fetal distress. From a legal standpoint, I want to look at whether the doctors and nurses took that sign or took the sign seriously. Did they respond fast enough? Did they continue to monitor things like they should have? And if the baby's condition started to worsen, did they act in time? Now let's take some time and let's talk about something else that can show up in the fluid, and that is infection. Specifically chorioamnionitis. This is an infection that's inside the womb. It can be dangerous to both mother and baby. Sometimes the infection is already developing when a mother comes to the hospital. Other times it happens after the water has been broken and labor is taking way longer than expected, a prolonged labor. If the fluid smells foul or the mother starts to run a fever or the baby's heart rate suddenly begins to go too fast or tachycardia, these can be warning signs. The standard of care is going to, more likely call for antibiotics and often a conversation with mom about whether labor should continue or should you move to a C-section. From a plaintiff's side, I want to know if the hospital acted quickly. Was there a delay in giving antibiotics? Was there signs of infection being brushed off or missed completely? Infections like chorioamnionitis can lead to inflammation in the baby's brain. That inflammation combined with the oxygen deprivation is what can cause HIE in some cases. Now, the defense, they may argue that the infection couldn't have been prevented or that the baby's injury happened well before labor even began, before mom even got to the hospital. They may also say that the care team did everything by the book and that the outcome of the HIE or subsequent CP diagnosis was unavoidable. And that's where the details in the records matter. We look at what was documented when the water broke, what the fluid looked like, and how the medical team responded to that. Because when a baby is later diagnosed with HIE or subsequent CP diagnosis, we want to know, was the brain injury avoidable? Could it have been prevented? If you remember anything about your water being green or brown or cloudy, or if it smelled off, or if the nurses seemed concerned, but it just doesn't seem like they were moving fast enough or really doing too much of anything, these pieces of the puzzle matter. Again, I'm Marcus Boston, and if you have any other questions about your baby's HIE brain injury at birth or subsequent CP diagnosis, if you have those types of questions from a medical legal perspective, don't hesitate to reach out and contact me. You can find out more information about me and my profile. If you're watching this video on certain apps, you can send me a DM and we can chat a little bit about what's going on, or you can just wait and watch the picture that follows the end of this video. All right, that's going to be it for this afternoon's short educational video. Have a great day, everybody.